Alrighty then, I'm going to mix up the dead easy one, which is, what does it say on my container? This is for powdery mildew that I get a lot out here on the coast, right on the water. And it is 2 tablespoons of baking soda into a gallon of water. So all I'm going to do is put my baking soda in here, fill this up. Then I'm going to put this in my gardening box out there where I can transfer this into squirt bottles that I save from old Windex, that type of thing. Or you just buy yourself a spray bottle. But if you have these things on hand, when you're in your garden and you notice you're getting powdery mildew, then boom, you got it right there in your garden area. If your squirt bottle's empty, then you refill from this. When this is empty, I put it on the steps because I'm 8.5 feet in the air. And then I know to mix up a new batch of it. That way, none of these things get ahead of you. Like you might notice on a Saturday you got powdery mildew, but you can't really address it till Monday. By then it's really accelerated. So I'm going on my 3rd year with this 1-gallon milk jug. So they do last. So powdery mildew, donezo. This is going to be a gallon of the natural insect spray, which is going to be 4 cups of water, 1 cup of isopropyl alcohol, a 1/4 teaspoon of vegetable oil, and a squirt of dishwashing liquid that is not Dawn. So do not use Dawn for this one. So I'm going to get 4 cups of water in here. I'm going to make a double batch of this, but I've got my 1 cup of alcohol in here, a 1/4 teaspoon of vegetable oil, and I'm rolling with palm olive, just a squirt. And if I understand it correctly, that helps it stick to the leaves. Like if I used to have to use Daconil on red tips that had that black fungus, nothing else would work. I'd put a squirt of Not Dawn in and it helped it stick to the leaves. So there's my natural insect spray. When I notice something chewing on something in my garden, I'll go and spray this. If this is not effective, then I move on to my neem oil or something else. But at least I have something on hand to jump on it when I see it. So here is my mix for no-see-um spray. And I got this from HPK Shooter's girl, Greta, who is dead smart, and this works because my husband gets attacked by no-see-ums. I do not. So it is equal parts of witch hazel and original Listerine, the gold, couple drops of tea tree oil, and I mix that into a spray bottle. I leave that under the house for my husband. Doesn't burn when it gets in his eyes. He can close his eyes and spray his face. So I'm going to mix that up. So I keep some witch hazel, and it says for no-see-ums. And I could not find gold Listerine, but I got the Listerine Naturals, and it's clear, and it worked fantastic all last summer here. So I'm rolling with a cup of Listerine, because it's equal parts, a cup of witch hazel, and I need to put witch hazel on my list. So I do not want to be without this. And I'm going to save this groovy little squirt bottle because I can probably put a sprayer on the top of it. I'm going to get my tea tree oil. So I'll add a couple drops, about 9 drops of tea tree oil. I use Ancient Wisdom tea tree oil. And in case you don't know, The Oily Prepper every Thursday does an oil chat. Great knowledge about essential oils and how to use them. You can ask questions that you might have, and very, very helpful information. So in this case, this is just a cheap spray bottle. I mix it up, and my husband can kill those suckers dead. Next, we're going to mix up our Skeeter spray. So I'm going to make a double batch of the Skeeter spray, and that's an old Windex bottle. I'm going to do, if you're making one batch, it's 15 drops of lavender oil, 3 to 4 tablespoons of vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I then fill that water, shake it, leave it right under the house. My husband's got no-see-um spray for those and mosquito spray for the other. Mostly for us, it's no-see-ums. So this ain't hard, people. Let me open my own. I make my own vanilla extract. Cheap, full of vodka. Okay, so to make a single one, it would be 3 to 4 tablespoons of vanilla. So I'll do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, and he smells so good using this stuff too, without having to use the DEET or the other things. Okay, so we need, for a single batch, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So I'm going to use a half because I'm making double. Just real lemon. I always have lemon juice because I'm a canner, and you can't just squeeze your own lemons to do that. Alright, and then using my Ancient Wisdom's lavender oil, put a bunch of drops in here. Okay, 30 drops there. So now I got me a little Skeeter repellent, and you will be surprised how long this lasts. Very long time. So there's another little natural remedy, and I just make sure that I have the items on hand, like the witch hazel, the Listerine, to make those. I make my own Windex now, or glass cleaner, so I just try and save old spray bottles because they do last a long time. So I'm going to fill it with the water, shake it all around. It gets any oils that were stuck on my little funnel. The color is not beautiful, okay? However, who cares if it works and keeps the mosquitoes off of you? Because we're always kayaking, fishing, working in a vegetable garden, doing something. I ain't going for pretty, I'm going for effective and something that I can make at home. So there is my lineup of, oops, my tripod's drunk, Skeeter spray, powdery mildew to put into the spray bottles, and my brown vegetable garden bucket, my natural insect spray to put into another spray bottle out there, and then my no-see-um spray to have under the house, that with the Skeeter for my husband. So now I'm going to mix up the neem oil, but I'm going to have to do that outside because neem oil, let's just say it's aromatic, but it works. So here is the neem oil, and I get it from, I'm saying it wrong, the last name I'm sure, but it's the Rusted Garden, and it's Gary Pilcherek, and you put 1 tablespoon of neem per 1 gallon of water. And I use this kind of container because you can turn it upside down and actually get it under leaves. So I have had this since last year, and it comes in a 3-pack. And when they get a little funky looking, all I did was set this in a cup of hot water. I have a solar water heater, so I didn't have to, but if you needed to, You could put a cup of water into your microwave, get it hot, set this in there, shake it up, and it's in the liquid state it should be. Talk about, he gives you lightning fast shipping, an extremely fair price, because this is 100% cold pressed with the AZADIRACTHIN, which is not in the things you get at Home Depot. My tomatoes last year and peppers, anything green was getting annihilated because we have bugs like pterodactyls. This is be my really second full spring gardening here. And so once I started using this neem oil, they were dead in 3 days, and then my plants started to thrive. So I keep my little cheater card in my neem oil, a tablespoon of neem. This is if it's a gallon of water. I have a half gallon, and so I'll do half a tablespoon, and then I will fill that with water and do, again, a squirt of Not Dawn dishwashing liquid, and that'll help it to stick. So here is what it looks like, and notice the neem oil is up here, and I've got the dish soap, and let me see if my tripod won't fall over in your face. But each time I'm going to use it, I'm going to shake it, and it gets mixed up in there very well. And Gary has a lot, or the Rustic Garden Gary has a lot of videos on natural things to use in your garden, the way to use this, the way to make sure you shake it, and that sort of thing. So I've got my vegetable gardening arsenal: Skeeter, No-See-Um, Powdery Mildew, and natural insect spray ready to rumble. Make it yourself. Save $1.